What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Medichams, and welcome everybody to week 7 of the Luxuryball SPDA, where this week we're going to be going up against RG, the awesome coach of the New York Medichams. Here are the teams. What? I am very, very scared for this team. Now, granted, I do think we're pretty much locked in for playoffs with I not being able to get worse than a 5-3, but I still want to be as good as possible, so we're going to be going as hard as we can to win this game. We're seeing Terra Fire Moltres and Terra Water Bruxus, although it's supposed to be Terra Flying. So we do see a Galvantula. I was wondering if that was going to show up. Okay, no Latios is insane. We see Gholdengo, we see Tinglu, we see Moltres, Galvantula, no Florges or Latios, no Ogerpon Cornerstone, no Cryogonal, no Ditto. Okay, wow. I was not expecting this squad. Okay, this is very interesting, actually. So I'm always going to lead Captain, just so that way I can fire off my Terra Fairy. I love Choice Band Terra Talonflame here, Terra Fairy Talonflame. I just loved it in general in this matchup, so I knew I had to go for it, and yeah, I think that's it. I'm expecting Choice Scarf Bruxish. I did see them play against Zachmander with that, and it put in a lot of work. So we're going to go with this. Good luck up onto my opponent. This is going to be a very tough game for sure. We are going to give it our all. Here we go. Oh boy! Also, I apologize, no face cam. I'm not feeling, well, I'm still recovering from traveling, I should say. So I just wanted to play it safe. We're gonna see Tinglu hit the field. Let's see here. Do I want to actually just Terra off rip? Low key, Terraing off rip is kind of nice here. And just clicking Terra Blast. I could definitely do that. I definitely want to Terra. I think I'd go for U-turn though. I don't think I want to risk taking damage here, so I will Terrastalize and go for U-turn here. We are going to go ahead, fire this off. I think here I might go into my Lilligant. Let's see, because I don't think Tinglu can really do anything to Lilligant. Yeah, no, it can't really. I mean, the most it can do is like Zen Headbutt, so, which could deal some damage, but it is what it is. That looks to be pretty physical. Thankfully, it is not the, whatchamacallit, so that's pretty solid. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Elegance here, for free, just because I can and I want to. We could see them go for Hazards, that would make a lot of sense. We're just gonna see a Stone Edge, actually. Very interesting. Okay, so they stayed in and went for damage. We are gonna see that they go for the lefties, so they are lefties, that's good to know. I think Gholdengo switching in here makes a lot of sense. I think they could also, in theory, stay in if they really wanted to. I don't think they're going to do that, though. I think they're going to swap into Gholdengo. That's my guess. So I kind of want to go for the double into Tenacity. I don't think there's a reason I don't do this, because there's nothing really they can hit me with. If they really want to set up hazards, they can, but they risk taking a lot of damage on Tinglu. So I think I think this is my best play. I'm going to go ahead and swap into Tenacity. I think this makes the most sense. So we're going to go ahead, fire off the double. I really wish this thing got U-turn. That would make my life so much easier, but unfortunately we don't. So it is what it is there. We are going to see the swap. Do we see Gholdengo come in? We are going to see Crispy. The Crispy, is that the Moltres? That is Moltres. Okay, so Moltres hits the field. So Azelf versus Moltres. Let's see. Psycho Cut does a decent chunk of damage. I think what I'm going to do here, I think I just go for Knockoff. We could see a U-turn here. That'll do a decent chunk of damage. Let's see. We're going to see the double actually on their end. So we're getting a free knockoff on something. We're going to see Tinglu actually switch back in. Very interesting. So we're going to knock off the lefties here. I'm okay with this. I am very okay with this. We're going to go for knockoff. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright. That does a small chunk of damage, but that's okay. We like knocking off the leftovers here. I'm going to go for a U-turn this time, just because I can and I want to for free. Bada bing, bada boom. We are not choice locked. We have revealed that now. So my opponent does know this and is aware of this now. Let's see, I think I go back into Elegance, right? I think that's just a free switch. I do have to keep in mind that I can't click Defog versus Gholdengo. That is something I do have to keep in mind. So I could actually go into Wake Up here if I'm thinking well, no, I think Elegance is still the best play for me to make here. I will go into Elegance this time. Alright, so we go into Elegance. We're going to see Rocks hit the field this time. Okay. So that is a bit annoying. It is what it is. Let's see, if Gholdengo comes in here, I think I can go into Goldie pretty reliably. I could also just double once again into Tenacity, but I don't think that's the best play. I think I'm going to Leaf Blade here. Let's see. Will defog... Let me look at this up, actually. Let me double check, make sure I'm not stupid. Let's see. Will defog work against Gholdengo? I'm pretty sure it won't, but just to see. No, standard defog will not work against Gholdengo because of its signature ability, good as gold. Okay. Unfortunate. Yeah, no, that is unfortunate. Let's see. Okay. Alright. I could Leaf Blade here. I don't want to do that here, though. I think... I'll Leaf Blade here. I don't want to, but I think I have to. Yeah, we're going to see the swap. Do we see Gholdengo come in here? We could also see Moltres, actually. Moltres makes a lot of sense. We're going to see String Cheese. That is going to be the Gholdengo. Alright, we're going to at least get a little bit of chip damage off on this thing. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, that's a small chunk of damage. I'll take that. We could see a Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave would suck here. I don't want to go into Undertale here, because I don't want to take hazards. How useful is this thing going to be here? Not super useful, I don't think. I'm really worried about a Thunder Wave popping off here. That's what I'm worried the most about. But I don't want... Let's see, I don't want Walking Wake to get hit. I don't want... this is kind of my check for Gholdengo, though. It's also my check for Moltres. I think I'm just going to have to risk the para here. Which is unfortunate. It is what it is. I don't like this, but... There's nothing much we can really do about it. We want to scare this thing out. So we're gonna go into We're gonna go into Chi-Yu here. We're gonna weaken this with Death. Let's go. We are just gonna see Shadow Ball. Okay, that's good. That's best case scenario. So I think here what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to go into whatchamacallit? They're probably going to go into Munchlax if I had to guess. I think that makes a lot of sense here. So I think I click Ruination on the Munchlax switch, or even the Moltres switch. Moltres coming in here would also make sense. Let's see the Munchlax. We're going to see Hungry Jr. That is going to be the Munchlax. That is what I figured would switch in here. We're going to fire off the Ruination. Bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful. Alright, so Munchlax is taking some damage. We love to see that. Now, what do I go into here on a Munchlax? Let's see here. Munchlax. Let's see here. I mean, a close combat one-shots. Body Slam does half, though, and I don't want to risk getting parried. I don't really have a lot of great switch-ins for this, so I think what I might do here, I might go into Tenacity and click Drain, and either click Knockoff or Drain Punch. I think both are pretty valuable here. We could also see Rest. I think Rest makes a lot of sense here. How much damage does Chi-Yu do against a Munchlax? It's probably Thick Fat. Dark Pulse could two-shot, actually, low-key. Do I just go for it? I could, in theory. Do I just go for it? If I get the flinch, that puts me in a really good position, actually. I'll Dark Pulse, why not? Let's go for it, let's go crazy. Dark Pulse, bada bing, bada boom. Alright, do we get the flinch? Yay, we get the flinch! Okay, I don't think you're in range, though. I don't think you're in range, though, unfortunately. I think here, this time, I will go into Tenacity. I'm not going to get too greedy. I'm not going to get greedy here. I will go into Tenacity. So last time, they swapped it to Ting Lu on Tenacity. So I think this time I go for a Drain Punch. We go into Tenacity, bada bing, bada boom. We're going to take some hazards, unfortunately. We are going to see Rest. Okay, so Rest pops off. That is completely fine by me. I click Drain Punch here every single time to either get some HP back or something like that. If Munchlax wants to switch out, that's fine. Gholdengo I don't think is going to come in here since the last time I revealed the Colbur Berry, or the knockoff. If it does come in, I think it's Colbur Berry. We're going to see Bullhead come in. Alright, so we're going to fire off this Drain Punch, and it's going to do a decent chunk of damage to you, which is great, obviously. Alright, Drain the Puncha! There we go, beautiful. Alright, we're slowly weakening this thing down, and we are restoring our health back as well, which is very, very nice. I'm a big fan of this. I will go for a U-turn this time, for free, because I can and I want to. I am scared of a Ruination. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so Ting Lu is no longer really a great switch, which is pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of that. Let's see here. I think I could go into Wake Up this time. In theory, I could go Wake Up here, but I don't think you're going to knock out this Pokemon. Yeah, you're not going to knock out this Pokemon from this range. I think I have to go Elegance here, unfortunately. Hey, let's see. Elegance is going to hit the field. Where's the Whirlwind, actually? Okay, that's fine. Okay. So there is, let's see. There's one Pokemon I don't want to come in here. I don't want to speak its name into existence. I have a feeling it's what's going to happen, though. No, okay. I'm okay with this, actually. This is fine. Alright, this is fine. I think what I do here is I just click U-turn again. I think you're in range of a U-turn. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think you're in range. Well, okay, hold on a second. Let's see, Azelf. I think it's pretty minuscule damage, the difference, so we're going to see the swap. Okay, Thank goodness for that. Okay, so that's fine. We're good. We're good. We're gonna see Crispy. That's gonna be the Moltres. I am protective pads, so this will not trigger anything with Flame Body, which is great. I am very okay with that. Critical hit is pretty awesome. Critical hit is awesome, so that's fine. I think what I do here is I go into my Walking Wake and I click Hydro Steam for free. I think is what I do here. I think I just click Hydro Steam for free. So let's see here, Moltres. Yeah, Hydro Steam does a crap ton of damage to you, and I'm okay with that. It does a crap ton of damage against everything that isn't the Munchlax. And Munchlax is asleep currently, so I think what I do here is I just go for Hydro Steam. We are probably going to see the Munchlax switch in, that would be my guess. In which case, I think I go... Oh, what do I go into here? Let's see, Hydro Steam, bada bing bada boom, it'll do a decent chunk of damage. By a decent chunk of damage, I mean literally nothing. I think what I do here, I go into Tenacity and I click Knockoff. I could also click, whatchamacallit? I don't think I do. I could click Drain Punch, but I don't think I do that here. I don't think that's my play. I think Tenacity here makes a lot of sense. This will be the first turn of Munchlax being asleep. It could be going for Sleep Talk here. That would make a lot of sense. Let's see. They could also double here, but the nice thing about this team is that the fastest Pokemon didn't even show up, first off. And second off, they were only base 110 speed, which is why Talonflame and Azup look so good in this matchup. Again, that doesn't mean a guaranteed win, obviously, because this Munchlax is a nuisance, but... and there's also, like, a lot of other Pokemon that are a nuisance, too, but I'm still very much okay with this situation. We're gonna go into Tenacity here, bada bing, bada boom. Alrighty, let's see. We are taking some more damage from Hazards, which is not fun. We are gonna see the double once again, so we could see the Moltres come back in. We're gonna see Bug Zapper. That's actually gonna be Galv, so Galv is gonna come in here. Okay. Now, you could be Scarf. I'm okay with you being Scarf, I think, because if you are Scarf, then that means that you're not Webs. So, with that logic, I think I'm going to go for... I could go for a Psycho Cut. I think I just go for a U-turn, though. Galvantula. Yeah, I think I just go for a U-turn here. This is going to do a lot of damage to you regardless. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, that does a lot of damage to you. I could also go into Chi-Yu here and click Flame Charge, I think, versus Galvantula, because obviously Galvantula is not going to want to stay in against this. Let's see. I could also go back into Wake Up. I could also go into Captain. I think what I do here is I go into Goldie. I think I go into Goldie here. On the webs is my guess. Let's see it. Let's see the webs. We're going to see a Volt Switch, actually. Okay, so they go for a Volt Switch. That's going to do a decent chunk of damage to me. That's fine, though. I think Munchlax has to come in here. I think that makes the most sense. We could also see Bruxish. We could also see Moltres. We are going to see the Munchlax come in. Okay. So, I think here what I want to do... What do I want to do here? I do need this specifically for the whatchamacallit. So I think what I do here, as much as I don't want to, I think I have to go into a Zelf. And that's what I'm going to do. Thankfully, I am very glad that we have the boots, but this Goldengo is going to be very annoying because as long as Goldengo is alive, I can't defog, which is very annoying. We're going to see that they're fast asleep. We're going to see if they have Sleep Talk in the first place. They probably do, if I had to guess. They do. Alright, let's see what they roll here on this Sleep Talk. We're going to see a Body Slam. That is unfortunate. That's going to do a decent chunk of damage to me. I'm going to go for a knockoff here, because if I knock off your Eviolite, you become a lot less useful. Obviously, you're going to switch out here. That makes sense. We could see a few things come in here. We're going to see Crispy. That's going to be Moltres coming in. So Moltres is going to lose its probably Boots, if I had to guess. Yep. Alright, so we knock off the boots, that's great. Okay, so, I think I could Psycho Cut here. I don't think there's really a reason for me to, though. I'm gonna go ahead and click U-turn. I think I need to keep Tenacity alive for the Munchlax. I think that's what I really have to do here. So, we're gonna go for a U-turn. I'm not fearing the Flame Body once again because of the whole situation with the thing. So, this is okay with me. We're gonna go for a U-turn here, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, now... I think I go for a flip turn on Walking Wake here. I think that's my safest play. So that's what I'm going to do. We could see a U-turn on their end. If we do, that's fine. We could also see like a Will-O-Wisp. We're going to see an Air Slash, that's fine. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Whoa, okay, that's a lot of damage. That's pretty crazy, actually. Okay, so we might have to just play with rocks this game, I think, is what's going to happen. I'm going to flip turn here. We are going to see the swap. That is very unfortunate. Yikes. Okay, we're probably going to see, yep, we're going to see the Munchlax come back in. Okay, that's a problem. That's a pretty big problem, actually. So, we're on the back foot here, and it's not good. I'd like to get my own hazards up, and I think I'm going to do that. As much as I don't want to take damage here, I need to start punishing their own, I need to start punishing what they're doing. So I'm going to go into Undertale here, and I'm going to click Rocks. I think this is my best play, as much as I don't want to do it. I think this is my best play, purely because of the fact that we need to get hazards up, so that way things just can't be annoying to me. So we're going to set up our rocks here. Alright, we are going to see the swap as well, so we're finally going to get our rocks up, so we're going to start punishing switches as well. I kind of feel like we should have done this beforehand, but it is what it is. I'm going to set up my own rocks, bada bing bada boom. Alright, so I think now I have to determine what I'm going to sack off, unfortunately, which is not fun. There's not really many great options here of things I want to sack, because I really want to keep Captain around. Let's see, I think Elegance needs to be kept around, especially for Healing Wish. I think Chi-Yu might be my sack, unfortunately. Is that really what I want to do, though? I think so. I think that is going to be what I want to do here, unfortunately. Because do I really want to do that? I could also go into a Zelf, but no, I can't go into a Zelf here. I could go into Elegance. No, I don't want to go into Elegance here. I think I have to go into Chi-Yu. This is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We could see them go for a Terra here. I think going for Terra makes a lot of sense. Let's see what they want to do. We are going to see that they go for the Terra. So Bruxious is not Terraing. Moltres is now Terra Fire. That makes a lot of sense. This thing does not get defog, so it can't defog away hazards, which is... honestly, that'd be better for me if it defogged away hazards, so I'd be okay with that. We're going to see the Terra Fire. Let's see what they want to go for here. They go for a Roost. Okay, so this is best case scenario. Alright, so they go for that. I think here I go for a Ruination, either to deal half to this thing or deal half to the Munchlax that's probably switching in here. So, yeah, this thing is now in the sun, and it's very scary to my opponent. Let me see here. So, Munchlax, how much damage? Fire Blast actually does more damage to a Thick Fat set in the sun, so that's really good to know. So I might actually go for that if the Munchlax opts to switch in here, which I think it might. Although a Ruination would really suck for them here. So I'm very curious to see what they want to do. If we can get Munchlax off the field, that would be phenomenal for me, though. That would be really, really solid. We are going to see the swap. That makes a lot of sense. We're probably going to see the Munchlax switch in. We're going to see Hungry Jr. That is the Munchlax. Okay. Alright, so we see the Pointed Stones dig in, which is obviously really great. We land the Ruination, which is also really great. Now, do I go... I don't think a Fire Blast will kill, and I don't want to risk a miss, so I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse here and hope for a flinch or a rest roll. Let's see it. We are going to see that they are fast asleep. That's fine. Alright. They go for Sleep Talk. Okay. Let's see what they get here. They get Rest. Perfect. Okay, so I think I can go for a Flame Charge here, and I really want to do that because that forces momentum. So I'm going to go for a Flame Charge here. That's going to be really, really nice for me, especially if it picks up the kill on Munchlax. So Flame Charge, bada bing, bada boom. Yup, let's go. The critical hit might have mattered, I'm not too sure, but Munchlax goes down. That's phenomenal for late game Walking Wake. That is really, really, really nice for me. And we are at +1 now, which means we outspeed everything. That is not Scarf Galvantula, and Galvantula is not Scarf because we determined that earlier. So we're going to see Crispy hit the field once again. So that is going to be Moltres, taking a lot of damage from rocks, which is great. I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse here, and we are going to be happy about that. Bada bing, bada boom. Does a lot of damage. Holy crap. I am so sorry. That really sucks. I am so sorry. I'm going to click Dark Pulse again. And that is just what I do here. I am so sorry. That is so unfortunate. Chi-Yu is on a vengeance today. Holy crap. Alright, Moltres goes down. Another massive threat out of the way. My guess is Bruxious is going to try to come in here and probably click Aqua Jet. Let's see here. Brux-ish. Harsh Sunlight Faded, that's fine. You might not even have Aqua Jet, honestly. Let's see here. Aqua Jet will 100% kill if they do have it. I am Choice Scarf, so I outspeed it by 1 point, which is very nice. Or, well, technically 2 points, but you get my point. Ha! Point. A lot of points here. Yeah, that's massive for me. That is really, really massive. Tinglu is on a switch because I can go... I think I could just click Dark Pulse against it, actually. Let's see, Ting Lu. Can I click Dark Pulse? No, I think I have to land the Fire Blast. Which I'm okay with. They don't know that I don't have Flamethrower on this set. So that is something else too. We're gonna see String Cheese the Goldengo come in. So Goldengo. Alright. Dark Pulse should always... Oh, you might be... No, I think I just click Dark Pulse anyways every single time. Because here's the thing, right? If you're Culver Berry, you still have to go for an attack. And I think, depending on the spread, you might... I think you just die. Okay, cool. Alright, Goldengo dies. Wonderful. Ting Lu actually might die to Rocks and Dark Pulse. So I'm very glad that I set up the Rocks now. Where's the Kisame? That is going to be the Bruxish. So you might not have Aqua Jet then. That is, let's see here, Bruxish. If your choice Scarf, I think I always go for Dark Pulse here. We'll see if you have Aqua Jet now. You don't, so Bruxish I think is going to go down here. Let's go Chi-Yu Sweep. Finally! Chi-Yu, my #1 pick, by the way, doing something in Week 7. That is insane. That is insane. Oh my god. Okay, so Galvantula comes in. It's Heavy Duty Boots. Let's see here. Galvantula. Wow, does that actually kill? Does Dark Pulse actually kill from this range? That's crazy. How? Okay, well, I'm going to trust the calc, and I'm going to go for Dark Pulse here. I'm Fire Blast, so I don't want to risk missing here. We go for that. There we go. Galvantula dies. Beautiful. And now Ting Lu is the final Pokemon alive. I am really sorry to RG. This is not how I wanted to win this game, but you know what? Sometimes it's just how the dice roll, baby. I could go for a Fire Blast here, and actually, now that I look at it, Fire Blast might be the thing that I have to do. So, we're gonna go for the Fire Blast here. We're gonna go for the Fire Blast, and we're gonna land the Fire Blast because we're Chi-Yu, and we are awesome. There we go. Alright. GG's to my opponent. Really, really well played. That flinch really helped us out a ton. Let's see. Moltres. You weren't a boosting item. So, let's see here. Air Slash. I'm very curious to see here, because... Let's see. An Air Slash most likely would not have killed if it was a bulky Moltres, which I think it probably was. So that depends a lot on the spread. Because I was at around 39%. Maximum Air Slash can do against a non-invested Moltres is 37%. So they would have needed a crit, and they would have also needed to land. So, although, let's see here, Flamethrower in the Sun. Actually, now that I think about it, Flamethrower would have been the right play, because you were Terra Fire in the Sun. Yeah, Flamethrower would have killed. So if they had clicked Air Slash, then that would have changed the game. But if they clicked Air Slash, it wouldn't have changed the game. If they clicked Flamethrower, then it would have. So, very, very insane game. Shoutouts to my Chi-Yu for finally doing something. Shoutouts to my pick 1 finally doing something. We love to see it. Please be sure to check out my opponent's channel. GG's to them, once again, down in the description below. Feels very good to finally clinch playoffs. And, well, I think it was already clinched before, but it feels good to have it all set up now. And, yeah, shoutouts to Chi-Yu, finally doing something. We love to see it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really, really, really hope you all enjoyed this video. Once again, be sure to check out my opponents and their side of the battle down in the description below. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out!